Rambling Hour with Lisa, live from Rome, Italy. Surprise! I did talk about it a little bit and told you guys that I might be going to Italy, and Steve decided to come along too, so him and I are on a trip, and we arrived today, that's why I'm late. We were just getting from the airport to the hotel, and here we are in our hotel room. I'm just showing you the view from our window in our room, and nothing too fancy from here, but it'll be exciting to see what we see tomorrow. But it's still, you can hear the traffic, you can see the buildings, and it is Rome. So when in Rome, hang out the window and do a live. But yeah, so I forgot to bring the part that goes with, I have a little light, like a little ring light that I brought to do my live with, but I forgot to bring the part that holds the camera. So right now I'm holding the camera with one hand, and I'll try to set it up over on the desk in a minute when I close the windows. Plus the traffic will be quieter. So I'll close the windows and we'll move over to the desk. Hello, Samantha says hello. Poor Steve though, because, you know, not wanting to be my guest, he has to just hear me ramble for an hour. Okay, we'll move to the desk and I'll get a better setup here. Excuse the noise. Okay, let's see, light on my face. That's pretty low. I haven't thought this through. I didn't want to be any later than I already am, so let me hold my phone up and then I'll figure out what I'm gonna do to make this better, because you want your phone a bit higher so it gets rid of the chins. Melody says ciao and poor Steve. And Mom says hi, Lisa. Hi, Mom. Excuse my big thumb in the way. Just trying to think about how I want to put the phone, what can hold it just a little bit higher. What do I have in my case? Maybe the case itself, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's just that it's better at angle when you have it higher like this. So if you're at home and you're doing a video chat, whether it's on your laptop or your phone or whatever, you want to like try and stack it up on books or something so that it's higher. Lots of people do this even with their laptops, and they'll have it like this and they'll do talks, and I mean that's not the most flattering positioning, is it? And then you get the chins and everything else, and even if you look down to your camera, it's, you know, so, and if you go too high, then, I mean, but yeah, so you want it just a little bit high, and that's how you take photos too. A nice selfie. So, how is everyone? How do you like our room? You're seeing it basically when we've seen it, because we just got here as well. My assistant is helping me out to try and set me up better. That almost is perfect. I'll use my water bottle. Thanks, assistant. Do you want to say hi? He's such a silly guy. He doesn't want to be my guest, but he just pops in. Aunt Diane says hi, Steve. Hi there. So
I'm sitting on the B-day in the bathroom, out of the way.
He's sitting on the B-day in the bathroom, out of the way. He's just gonna read his book while I'm doing this. Melody says hi, Steve. I'll tell you guys. He says hi. Now it's echoey because he's in there, but I'll tell him all that you guys said hi. I'll let him read his book. I won't bug him too much. So we have days planned here. We have days planned in Napoli, and very exciting. So yeah, any questions? Are you surprised that we're in Italy? I know it just looks like a room right now, but how cool is it that 2 weeks ago we were doing the Rambling Hour from, well, we had Sunny coming live from Japan, and now I'm live from Italy. So very exciting. When we got to the airport, like once we got to the doors to get out of the airport, it was all I smelled was cigarette smoke. It was just gross, but so that was like not nice. But taxi ride was good, and we're in a city, like Rome is a city, so far, especially living in England, like you just see a city is a city, but then, you know, you got the old buildings and stuff, so I haven't seen anything really significant. yet, but it looks nice, and I'm excited. Melody says, what are your plans? So the plans are to go to Napoli tomorrow and see my friend Cindy. And that's about, Steve said it's about an hour and something away on a coach or a bus or a train. And yeah, so in Napoli we'll go there, and I don't know what things specifically we're gonna see there, but we'll see my friend Cindy, and then we'll do stuff with them, and then we may spend the night in Napoli. Otherwise we'll take a late bus back here if we don't spend the night in Napoli, and then the other days we will be here in Rome and looking around. Steve asked me the things that I wanted to see, and I am, oh, Samantha says, sorry I said hi, then my phone died, I'm back. That is my thing too. Well, all three things. I'm using my phone, so I don't want it to die. I have this light plugged in to a power bank, and I am using Steve's hotspot for the Wi-Fi, so his phone needs to be plugged in as well. Yeah, so he asked me what I want to see, so I would like the Colosseum, and we might go to the Vatican, and but mostly I'm just really excited about the food. Pizza and pasta has been my favorite food my whole life, so I'm really looking forward to eating the food. Melody says, why no rent a vehicle? I guess like driving in Italy, the roads are really narrow and the drivers are a bit crazy, and it's not the best place to drive. Plus, I mean, we can just take a shuttle bus or things just to get to the different things that we want to see. So I'm not too bothered about seeing too many things anyways. It's just the experience of being here. We're only here till Thursday, and I just came to see my friend Cindy. So, and she's going to school in Napoli for 3 months. So she is probably half done, if not more, already. And she has, yeah, I'm just looking at the password, the internet connection for the but I'll do it after. So yes, so she has a couple days off right now. So I will see her tomorrow and then see how it goes. Melody says, I heard you have to be careful of pickpocketers. Yes, so my sister Tina did warn us about that. Steve, I think, already knew that. And then his sister wrote it, and someone else wrote it in the comments too. So we will be very vigilant of that. Good news is I'm usually broke, so they're not going to get anything from me, even if they pick my pockets. And yeah. You know, if you know there's pickpockets places, you should put like gross things in your pockets, or if you do carry a bag, just have something like really like where when they open it to see what's in it, it just blows up in their face with like colored powder or something. Do you know what I mean? Like get them back for being dirt bags. But yeah, I'll keep all my cash in my bra. No, I'm just kidding. But even when we go to any city, we make sure that the girls and Thomas and that they carry their phones close to them, or like up, like locked up in something, like that they don't have their phones in their back pocket, or have a because if you have your bag just over your shoulder, like I guess here they'll drive by on like a scooter and cut the strap and just drive away with your bag. So we'll be careful of that. We don't have too much stuff with us because we're only going to be here for a few days, so we won't be taking much out on adventures with us either. So, any other Italian questions? I'll let you guys know next week how the food is. I can't check on my seedlings for the next few days, but to be honest, the microgreens were growing, but I haven't had any of the other seedlings sprout yet. So I don't know if it's the viability of the seeds, or I accidentally let them dry out too much, or what. But I might have to sprinkle some more seeds in and try again. So sorry about that. Samantha says, I learned all about the history of women having pockets yesterday. Yeah, what was that? What pockets? Women with pockets. I just heard that on something too, and I can't remember what it was. And it said something about let the women have pockets. But I don't remember where I heard that as well. That's interesting. So yes, there was a time when women weren't allowed to have pockets, and they wouldn't have been able to pick our pockets. And now we're equal rights. We get to have our pockets picked just like the men. So what else is up? we got cute little throwaway slippers. So those are cute. And my eyes are itching like I'm allergic to something. So the weather is going to be here. Oh, well, it's like 9 right now, and it's like it's 9:25 p.m. here, and it's about 9 or 10 degrees out right now. And tomorrow it's supposed to be 14 during the day. So very mild. And yes, so Samantha says women weren't allowed pockets because it gave them independence for many years. Oh yes, those pockets. I mean, that's right up there with being a female president. It's a good thing we have our bras to shove things in then if we didn't have pockets. I wonder when brassieres were invented. I don't know. So, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so no plans. Like we haven't planned anything out specifically. Like, oh, we're gonna go here on this day and go there on that day or anything. And Steve does tend to have some sort of more of a plan usually but he has been here before. And like I said, I'm just more. But I didn't even look up restaurants either. So I just want to go with the flow and see where it takes us. And Steve's allergic to white flour, like white pasta and stuff, so we'll have to find places that do things that he can eat, whole meal or stuff, or he'll just have a bad tummy if we eat white flour. So, but I'm looking forward to pizza, and he's not really a huge pizza person, but I think maybe this will be different with it being like traditional Italian pizza, like thin, and I don't know if he likes his pizza thicker when he does eat it, or thin, or what, but we will see. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Sorry. I hope you guys aren't catching my yawns. So I met a friend on the bus, but on the airplane as well. So it is rows with seats of 3, and Steve wanted the aisle, so I sat in the middle. So there was a girl who was sitting on my right side next to the window, and then her boyfriend was sitting across the aisle from Steve because she said because it's cheaper to get separate seats, and she likes the window. So yeah, and we became friends, and we added each other on Facebook. So that was nice to have someone to talk to as well. Although I did sleep most of the way. It was only like less than 3 hours of a flight. I slept most of the way, but Mom says I'm going to start my tomatoes this week, or if you're from Canada, tomatoes. Yeah, it is March, so this is a good time to start things, especially if you have good light in the house. If you have good light and good heat, you can start so many seedlings now, because come April and the last days of last frost days. And the thing is that you can even once they're at a good size, you can acclimatize them to being outside. So you can it is work, but you can take your trays once they're big enough. You can take your trays, put them outside for the day, bring them in for the night, put them outside for the day, bring them in for the night, because the wind blowing on them. Some people, even in greenhouses and stuff, they'll have fans blowing on the plants because it mimics the wind, and you get stronger plants when they get the movement and stuff. So putting them outside helps them acclimatize to the weather outside, and it really is only frost nights that, or like if it's too cold to bring them in, but they will be stronger and healthier and ready to go out into the garden when you have no frost left. And yeah, as long as you're willing to move them in and out, you'll also get better light outside. Mom, you also have those small greenhouses that we bought you as well when the weather gets nicer, or even, like I said, if you want to move them outside for the day, even if it's, if you want to keep them in there, but they won't get the wind in there, but you know what I mean. So, but I think you did well with starting your tomatoes indoors before as well. Tomatoes are a good one to start indoors. And sometimes they don't even need as much light as other things do. So there's also a few herbs and stuff that don't need as much light to grow. So they're not coming to my mind right now, but I can't think of which ones they said can grow in a little bit more shade. So I was thinking about your homemade bread. Well, yesterday I was thinking about your homemade bread and how yummy it is. Because I heard on a podcast how they said that it's hard to get breads right. If you're good at them, you're good at them. But for a lot of people who are starting to bake, they said it's hard to get their breads right. So, what? Am I back? Am I back? Mom, your sound. You said your sound is gone. I think it was me on this side, and Melody says it's minus 14 there in Edmonton today or right now. Hi. Sorry. There is Wi-Fi, but I need to try and sign into it. Yeah, sorry about that. I think I'm back now. Hey, who's that in the background? Yeah. So yeah, I do have a drink. I have a water, but I'm using it to hold up my phone now, so. Steve says that I should talk a little bit quieter. Can you guys still hear me now? And if you can't, you can always turn up your volume. I tend to turn mine up, like, without realizing it, so sometimes he needs to remind me to turn my volume down. But at least in an auditorium, people can hear me. Which reminds me that my little sister Tina, who is a drama teacher in a high school in Edmonton, has her this year's play starting soon. So I hope that my family is going to see that. I'll post it in the comments. I can't remember what it's called, but I will post it in the comments if you're in Edmonton and want to go to a play. You can support, young drama. So can everybody hear me? Are you guys back? I'll wait for a comment. I'm not like really hungry, but I'm like snacky and excited for something. So after I'm done my live, we're gonna go find something to eat and drink. Hello? Anyways, I'll just keep rambling, assuming that I am still live and that you guys can hear me. So now I am a rambling, because I am not only rambling, but I'm traveling, and it might not look like much, but we are in the real Italy, which is really cool because I went to school with a lot of Italians, and I would hear about them going back to Italy for their family trips and stuff, and now I can see what all the hype is about and what they saw when they came here. Thank you, Melody. Melody says yes, that you can hear me. So, good. Oh, I think I said it at the beginning, but this is season 10, episode 4. So we are just moving along. And I could have not done the live today, but I thought it would be really cool to do a live because it is Sunday if I made it here in time. Yes, I can. Melody said, can you not see the comments? I can see the comments, Melody. I saw that you said yes. Well, you said years, yes. And now you said we can hear you. So, yes, I can see your comments. Sometimes it does do a comment and it doesn't scroll up, but then I just check it like that. So sometimes I miss comments, but I can see them. So like I said, here it's 9:30, but it's actually 8:30 in the UK. So for us, it feels like 8:30, but it's already 9:30. Cheryl says you keep cutting in and out. Am I doing that for anyone else? Am I cutting in and out for other people? Because if I am, I might just try and sign into the internet. Anybody else glitching? Are you signing into the internet to see how well it works?
I signed in. I haven't signed in.
Oh yeah, I don't know if that'll affect my... I don't know what to do. I wonder if I'll get a better signal if I use the Wi-Fi from the hotel. Or if when Steve tries to sign into it, while it's switching from his to the internet, the hotel internet, if it'll pause this again. So Cheryl says I keep cutting in and out. Does anybody else have that problem? I haven't seen another comment that says that yet.
Yeah, it says as during the Wi-Fi, it'll disconnect hotspot users.
Right.
So do you want to break for a second and just sign into the Wi-Fi?
Okay, Melody says I'm not cutting in and out. Okay, just give me 1 second. I'm going to just try and sign into the Wi-Fi. If this cuts out, then it'll have to be a two-parter, and I'll sign back on to do my live. But just give me 1 second. I'm going to try and sign to let me check if the timer's going. Yeah, it looks like the timer's still going. Now I'm on the Wi-Fi for the hotel. And can you get me a tissue or a couple squares of toilet paper, please? My nose is just running a bit. So Cheryl says you are a long way from Stainer, and I would laugh, but I don't know. Oh, I'm back. Am I back? All you guys missed. Yeah, sorry. All you missed was me wiping my nose.
She was picking it really.
Okay, let me know if I'm back. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Is everything good? I'm trying to use the Wi-Fi from the hotel right now, so let me know if all is good. We're a third through the rambling hour, so we can do this. Better than not having one at all, right? We'll struggle through the technology. Melody says, hello, I see you. You all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I just keep thinking about food, and me and Steve with all the walking and stairs that we've done. We're on the 4th floor, and we didn't see the elevator until we got to the 3rd floor. So, and that sound like it's a lot of stairs, and yeah. So we've been getting our exercise in, but I look forward to having a nice evening walk with my love and finding somewhere to get some snacks or something, some food and drink when we are done my rambling. But I'm excited that I could do this too from all the way from Italy. It's a very cool thing because I've traveled to a few places. I'm not a huge traveler, but I've traveled to a few places, but I haven't done my live from anywhere except the UK. So, oh, Melody says, and hear you. I see you and I hear you. And she said, so romantic. Steve just threw up. Yeah. Yes, it will be romantic. You never know. One day we might be in Paris. You know, I have heard that Paris is pretty dirty, though. Like, people talk about it being so romantic and everything, but I heard that it's actually not the cleanest place, and it's not as pretty and nice as some people say. Melody said, an evening stroll. Yes, as long as I don't smell cigarette smoke the whole time, it'll be all right. Steve's getting frustrated.
Why?
You look like you're frustrated and uncomfortable and can't read your book.
There's only one chair.
Yeah, there's only one chair, and I have it. Plus, I'm in front of the bed, so I'm hogging that in a sense as well. We had Burger King at the airport, if you're wondering what we've eaten today. In the morning, I made him bacon butties. So butty is another name for a sandwich. I made him a bacon tomato toasted sandwich for breakfast. And I made pancakes last night. Blueberry pancakes and chocolate chip pancakes and banana and chocolate chip pancakes. And I made wholemeal ones, and I made regular white flour ones because Steve can't eat white flour, but the wholemeal is also healthier for you. And actually the pancakes, they took a little bit longer to cook, but they were scrumptious. I was just saying the pancakes were scrumptious, especially the chocolate chip banana ones. So the good thing is, if you're watching this later on, catching up on this later when it's not live, hopefully you won't see as much glitches or have to wait when it freezes. You might see me freeze in weird positions, but it hopefully will flow better. But if you're watching this live, hey, thanks for being here. So yeah, so I had pancakes, he had bacon sandwiches, and then when we got to the airport, we had Burger King. And I had a new burger that they have there called the peppercorn Angus. So peppercorn sauce, peppercorn Angus something burger. It was good. Steve just had a Whopper meal. And the chips, the fries were like nice and crunchy and hot. I love Burger King fries here not here in Italy, I haven't had anything here, but in the UK, the Burger King quality in the UK is way superior to the Burger Kings that I've had in North America. Yeah, packed a suitcase and got ourselves ready, and we're only here for a few days, but I brought some gel pens and like little travel coloring books. Steve and I both have a little one. He doesn't realize I brought his as well, but they're just like small pocket coloring books and just something for you to do when, you know, to kill time. So might do that or finish reading my book. That's what I was going to do on the plane, but like I said, it was less than 3 hours and I slept for most of it. So Steve he's reading an actual book, like that he has to hold and turn the pages. I was reading my book on my phone. Well, I was about to start reading my book after I woke up, and then I just talked to my new friend beside me. Her name has slipped my mind right now. But like she's on my friends list now on Facebook, so sorry, okay, I'll stop playing with my hair. It's just, it's cute and the curls and everything, and I haven't had it like way up on top of my head like a palm tree or a pom-pom, like a what's it called, a cheerleader's pom-pom. That's what this reminds me of right now. Like I'm wearing a pom-pom on top of my head. So how's your weekends been? How's your week been? What have you guys been up to? What's new with you? No update on the greenhouse, which is very frustrating. So it's been like 3 weeks and Steve's emailed them and tried to call them and we haven't had a response from them. So we're gonna have to, last time when they installed it took them a bit to get back to us, and then when they eventually called us, they were ready to install like right away. They were like, can we come like this day? So I'm hoping that's not what they're doing. Like I'd like to, even if it's gonna be a few weeks off and they can fit us in, I wish they would like at least make contact, let us know what's going on so that we know when it's gonna be installed. But at the same time, it's already March. I'm very excited for the new gardening season. There's things that I can see that I want to get out there and do, and I kept telling myself when we get back from Italy I'll do that, when we get back from Italy I'll do that. But yes, so it is very exciting. What else did I do this week? Nothing, just cleaned and got organized, and yeah, I cleaned the office. And I'd like to think, like, I love our kitchen and I want to like try and make like 1 day a week. Like I thought about meditation Mondays, where I make an effort that on Mondays I do, even if it's 5 minutes or an hour or whatever, that I meditate on Mondays. And so I thought of like a day where it's like where I try a new recipe or I make a really nice dinner or something like that. And I did it for like Food Fridays, where I designate that day. Like Tuesdays I go grocery shopping usually, right? So if I designate a day where other days I can make like normal dinners and everything else, but 1 day a week where I buy the ingredients, follow recipes, utilize the things that are in my kitchen that I want to use, like my couscous and orzo and things that I've bought, and barley and whatever, the things that I've bought that I want to use that just sit there not getting used. So I'm thinking about Food Fridays, and then I can tell you guys about it. Oh, I'm sorry if I froze again. It was asking me to share the password to the Wi-Fi with Steve, but I thought he already signed in, so I don't know what that was about. But I just saw my face like frozen when I came back from confirming that. Yeah, so what else have you done this week? What is new? What is up? Exciting. There's a hood on this jumper as well. I wanted to be casual and comfy on the plane, but I also knew I was doing my live, so I thought that would be a little bit, like, sometimes I don't care what I look like on the plane, and I look like trash. But I thought today, especially it being a short flight, and I had time to we didn't have to leave the house till 1 o'clock. We told ourselves noon, but we left about 1. So I thought I had time to get ready and just look, a little bit decent. And I did it. So this, I wore this one once before. It's like, excuse the noise of the chair, I'll lift it. And it goes like down, it has like you can tighten it right here. Cute. Yeah, it has the HY here in the back. And you can see the writing. Yeah, so it's a cute little jumper, but I really do need to get my exercising. Oh, this bed is really, really comfy. I just sat on the bed. It feels very nice. So Melody says, don't worry, I took a screenshot if you frozen. She took a screenshot of me frozen. That's nice. Trust a sister to do something like that. Bring my chair back so I'm closer to you guys. So yeah, the packing thing, you bring one comfortable outfit, which it can be what you wear on the plane, one nice outfit, because you never know if you're gonna go out to a nice restaurant, go out for dinner, whatever. And this is for any trip, even if it's just a weekend away. Comfy, nice, casual. So your comfy can be like your sweatpants or your leggings or something that's comfy, and it doesn't matter if you feel bloated or anything or whatever, right? Casual, that can be your jeans and a t-shirt, just something that you might wear on a day out, going for a walk, seeing sights, whatever. And then your nice outfit, like I said, if you're going out in the evening, going for a nice dinner, whatever, that usually requires you to bring nicer shoes as well, which I did. I'm wearing my trainers, like my running shoes right now. I got these when I was in Turkey. They're knockoff Adidas. So I'm wearing those, but I got nice shoes in my case, and I stuffed socks in my shoes so that it's taking up less room. And then, so that's 3 outfits. That's all you like, basic, right? Comfy, casual, and nice. And then you always bring your bathing suit when you go somewhere. Always. Doesn't matter if there's a pool or not. You never know. Somebody might have a hot tub they invite you to. You might need to, who knows? There's been times in my life that sometimes you're like, you can't join in the fun because you didn't bring a bathing suit. So no matter what, always bring a bathing suit, which reminds me, I don't think Steve did, but I did. So, and pajamas, and obviously socks and underwear. And then like you can have a jumper or sweater or something, which I didn't bring more than this, but then I have my jacket, my waterproof jacket. So like I said, the weather here is supposed to be mild, so I think I'm good. But yeah, it's those things that you tend to leave behind and forget. Obviously you need a good bra if you're a bra wearing person as well. And especially if you're wearing a comfy one on the plane, then don't forget to pack your good one in the case so that you can wear it. Oh, and my makeup, my toiletries, but I didn't because we're only here for a few days, we packed pretty light. We have all our stuff in a medium-sized suitcase, and like everything. I have my makeup and toiletries and, like I said, shoes and everything. I have half the size suitcase and Steve has half. So it worked out really well. And then on the plane, we just took a rucksack, like a backpack, and had a few things in that. And then in my handbag, like my purse that I have normally anyways, so... Yep, so like travelers, for the most part, compared to what we're used to, not like when we go like international and take like lots of cases and stuff. But once you like sign in your cases anyways, and you don't have to carry them around the airport, that's fine. But I don't mind like getting to the airport and dropping them off, but the worst is like when you get off the plane and then you gotta go get your cases again off the, what is it called again? You know, the baggage claim thing that goes around and around, and you have to take your bags off, and then you gotta try and find a trolley and then put them all on, and then you get to a certain point and then you can't take the trolley all the way to your car all the time. So it's just annoying. Yeah, conveyor, Melody says. Yeah, it's a conveyor belt of bags, and especially when it's like a really busy flight or lots of people and they're just like, everybody's trying to get their bags, and then yours tends to be like one of the last ones that comes out. Yeah, that's fun, but it is like, we can't complain about those things. We gotta be grateful for the fact that we're able to travel, that we have this technology of a airplane that can go in the air and take us like all around the world really quick, and we don't have to go on ships for weeks and weeks and weeks to get to somewhere. So we can complain about all those inconveniences, but let's look at the bright side and the positive things about the fact that we are able to travel like this conveniently. And some, I mean, although it's not, I'm not saying like it's like affordable in a way that everybody can do it, but traveling can be more affordable than it would have been in the past. So even if you only get one nice trip in your lifetime, I would suggest doing it somewhere that's different than where you grew up, because you would like to have a contrasting experience to where you live. So yeah, I will let you know what Italy is like, or in my opinion, what it's like. And yeah, I'm excited, even if it's for a few days. And I know a couple of people have requested lots of photos, so I will try and take lots of photos. I'm gonna try and use this toilet roll to hold my butt so that I can have my water. I do. Thank you. Because what's rambling hour without having a drink? It's like having a drink with an old friend. So here I am. So I'm sorry with the connection, like the shitty connection and everything, if I've been cutting people off. And whoever's watching this now or later, if you're catching up later, hopefully like I said, it's not as glitchy and everything. It's disappointing to do all the work to be able to do this rambling hour and then it not work out if it is cutting out and stuff like that. So I hope it's not. The water says Lilia. Almost Lisa, but not quite. Lilia. So Melody says I'm drinking a Pepsi. Oh, stop bragging. I have to go without pop right now until I get to a shop. We had a can of pop before we went through security at the airport in Liverpool. We went through Liverpool, like where the Beatles are from. So the musical group, the Beatles, you might have heard of them. So yeah, we left Liverpool, and that was the last time oh no, that's a lie. That wasn't the last time I had pop. When we went through security and then we went to Burger King, I had two. Sorry about that. 2 glasses, about yay big, about like 16 ounces, I guess. And so together, 2 of them would have made like 32 ounces. I think I'm back. So about 32 ounces of Dr. Pepper with my Burger King. And that was the last pop I had. Didn't have anything. Well, we bought water to just have on the, before we got on the plane. Just in case we were thirsty on the plane. So there was water, but I had a sip of it, I think, before. I didn't have very much on the plane, if I had a sip at all, but I had a sip after we got off the plane. But yeah. Yeah, no, Melody says, did you get anything going in the plane, complimentary peanuts? Like, I don't think most airlines don't give away peanuts anymore if people having peanut allergies, but no, not many places have complimentary things now. Even if they say they're complimentary, like on longer flights, you know you're paying for it in flight costs and taxes and everything else. But no, they offer you sandwiches. Like for what was it again that Steve said? It wasn't a sandwich and a water. It was, I don't know if it was biscuits and a water. Like it was something and a water and it was £9. Like, so yeah, it's stupid. Like we didn't get anything on the plane. We didn't need anything that bad. My brain must need oxygen because I keep yawning. So, it's just crazy that it's here. I mean, right now, it could be a hotel room anywhere, but I've been looking forward to this trip. You never know, like, until something's booked, if it's going to happen or not. So, now that it's booked, it was more exciting. And then, you're on the plane and it doesn't feel real. So even now, like, there's still that part of it that, even though I've seen some of Italy while we drove like from the airport to here, I know we're here. It still doesn't feel like totally real, but I'm excited to experience it. Melody says, does your hotel have a pool? And that is a good question. I asked Steve that and he does not know either. Usually when we book a hotel anywhere, we look for a hotel with a pool. This wasn't, because a lot of times you know where you're going, you know what type of hotels there are and everything. This wasn't really about the pool or it's not like we have the kids with us or anything else. It wasn't about that. So I haven't seen anything that says it does, but I don't know. But I'm not, even if it doesn't, I'm not bothered because we're only here for a few days. As some people may or may not know, we are a family of fishers. So we grew up at the lake all summer long, swimming. So we take, and then in Canada, I think it's because we have long winters and we like swimming in the lake so much during the summers that we just wanted to keep swimming during the winter. So we have lots of public swimming pools in Canada. They have some in the UK, but not like it is in Canada. So, and even the one that, like the best one that we would go to called RHwL in the UK, they've had some issues, dirtiness and just some issues, so I haven't even been able to take the kids there. So we haven't gone swimming properly since before COVID. So yeah, I'm not sure if it has a pool here or not. We'll see. But like I said, I don't know if Steven followed my rule of always pack a bathing suit or not. Tisk tisk. And like a controlling mom, I didn't check over his luggage to make sure he did as was expected. So, yes, I'm just excited. It's cool to have an adventure anywhere, even if it was like an hour away from home. There's so many adventures in our backyard. We always want to go the furthest away instead of seeing what's near us. So somebody said that the other day about even like online, looking for things online instead of like trying to enjoy what's around us. So, you know, we spend our lives, yes, like it was talking about VR, like virtual reality and the benefits of it, but there can be downsides too, where people are using virtual reality to live these lives online instead of just, so say you meet in, they were talking about what's called meta, like the Facebook metaverse and everything else, and like how if people meet there and say they meet in a park and there's a group of them, so here you are meeting people who are maybe dressed as avatars, so they might look like a cat or who knows what, or a pumpkin head or something, and you don't know who these people are or what they're really like, and you can't even tell by their facial expressions in it. You know, like meeting someone in real life, you can get a feeling off of them, the energy that they give off, you can see their facial features, and I don't mean their features isn't are they good looking or not, I mean their micro features, like you know, how they move their face, if they look like they could be shady or lying to you, or, you know. And so living in the metaverse or doing these things, and then the guy said he could just picture people with their VR sets sitting in a real park, but in the metaverse, meeting in a park and missing out on everything that's actually around them because they got their headset on. So yeah, I was talking about that, and then it was just saying about like we're looking for stuff further away from us instead of finding what's good right in our own backyard. So how many things have you gone to in your own backyard? What about the museums local, the parks local, the different, like what does your city or town have to offer? If I was to come to your city or town as a tourist, what are the things that you would want to show me? What are you known for? What is your town? Every town's known for something, even if it's infamous, you know, it could be something negative, but it could still be famous for something. So yeah, what is your place, and what are the things that would be tourist attractions? Why would they be tourist attractions, and why haven't you seen them or gone to them if they are? That was one of my favorite things to do with Steve when we first started dating and he came to Edmonton, not only to meet my family and the kids, but I loved bringing him to Fort Edmonton Park, to the Mutart conservatories, which look like pyramids, and there's 4 of them, and each one has a different atmosphere in it. What's it called? Not atmosphere, like a biosphere. So like they mimic biospheres, so that like one pyramid is like arid, so like desert, and it's like greenhouses, so it has plants and everything else, but the arid pyramid has like all the stuff that would grow in Mexico and different arid climates. And then another one will be tropical, and the other one is deciduous, I think, or something like. So there's 4. I think I'm back. They have different. Anyway, so I loved, and we went to Galaxyland, like West Edmonton Mall. We went to the water park, which is one of the world's largest indoor water parks, and Galaxyland is one of the world's largest indoor amusement parks, which is at West Edmonton Mall, which is world famous, and it was one of the world's, at one point it was the world's largest mall, but you know, there's the one in Minnesota and somewhere else, like they just keep trying to top each other. And what else did we do? Oh, we went to that trip, we did so many things, and it was so exciting. We went to, it wasn't something that is based in Edmonton, but they were coming through and I really wanted to see it. It was called Cavalia, and it was like horses, like a horse, people and horses and acrobatics, I guess, and stuff. It's called Cavalia. There's another name for it too, but I can't think what it is right now, but it was so awesome. So that was something else we did on that first trip. But yeah, like tell me, oh, Melody said Dubai, I think. So I think you're referring to where the world's largest mall is now. Yeah, so what does your town have to offer? Tell me what's exciting. What is good where in your part of the world? What about zoos? Have you been to a zoo? Some zoos are still pretty shady, but some zoos are a lot nicer now, and they are more of a conservation place. And to be honest, the way that we have destroyed our world, I think it's important to have some of these zoos if they're conservation places, because it's somewhere that we can keep some of these animals that if they go extinct in the wild because of man's arrogance and destructiveness, that we can reintroduce them if we need to instead of losing them completely. But it's too bad that we've wrecked the environments for so many of these things as well. Melody said yes, so Dubai, in reference to Dubai, that she thinks is where the world's largest mall is these days. But like I said, it'll only be the largest until somebody else tops it. Like even the one in Edmonton, they try to add to it and make it the top one again. So, where are we going to ramble from next? So if today is the 5th and 7 plus 5 is 12, then it won't be St. Patrick's Day yet. But 12 plus 7 is 19, so next Sunday will be my first and only rambling hour before St. Patrick's Day, so that will be my theme next week. Rambling hour. So this week is an Italian theme, although I don't know how I would dress Italian or whatever, and we just got here, so I don't have pizza and pasta with me. But next week will be the Irish theme for St. Patrick's Day. So yeah, that's exciting, and I hope the kids are doing good at home. They have to see themselves to school and college and work and stuff while we're away, so it's nice to have kids that are older where you can leave them and me and Steve can get away. This is our first holiday together since 2014 when it was just me and him when we went to Spain. However, when we went to Spain, after I just got to the UK, Owen, Steve's oldest son, watched the girls because they were younger then, and we went to Spain, but he had to work because it was for a retreat. So this is our first holiday together where not only do we get to spend a few days together, but he doesn't have to work on this trip either, which is crazy for him to not have to work. Although I know him, he might have to make some phone calls and do some things because it is during the week as well, so he might have to work on the phone, which is good that he can still do that. But at the same time, it's nice that he doesn't have to literally work from here, teaching any classes or anything. So that is very exciting, and I'm looking forward to food soon. And I don't know why, but I don't know if it's because you can use as much water as you want, or because when I was growing up, the hot water tank only lasted so long, and obviously it costs money like that too, and it costs money here, and it is a waste of water. But because I didn't go to a lot of hotels growing up, but when I started going to hotels, one of the first things that I would do when I would get to a hotel room, and maybe it's because of the traveling and everything else, is I would have a long shower just because I could, and because the hot water doesn't run out. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to having a shower, even though I don't even know if I'll have one today. I think I will have one just before bed, because you just can have a nice warm shower and jump into bed, which is crazy because sometimes at home I don't even feel like having a shower, but here in a hotel I just always want that nice shower. And yeah, so I don't know. And then there's a bidet in there, a bidet. In Canada we call it a bidet, and in the UK they call it a bidet. Either way, I have never used one before, so we'll see how that goes. Excited but nervous about that. And yeah, it is. So I did it. I have made it to Italy safely, as has Steve, and I have been able to do a rambling hour from here, and I even have a small ring light, not the big beast that I use at home. And so it all worked out, especially thanks to Steve. He put the wastebasket upside down on the table, on the desk here, and it's given me the perfect height to do this from. So he is a wonderful assistant. He even popped his head in, so one day he'll be my guest, but even if he just pops his head in now and then, that's nice. We are almost done our time for the rambling hour, but I've really enjoyed it. I hope you have too, except for when we've cut out a few times, but it's nice that there's been people popping in and out, and it's nice that I haven't had to cut it off and make it into more than one part. So I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know what we're going to be eating, but let's do a question. I don't have my book here, but I do have paper and a pen, so I will do it on here too. So what? Dang it! I need to start writing these things down because I do think of these questions and I think that would be a good thing to talk about, and then I forget when it comes to here. So, Melody said always, but I can't remember what I was talking about when you said always. So, get a pen and a paper. But here's one. Okay, this will be the question. Whether you're being cremated or buried, or something else, if you're being cremated or buried for your funeral, what do you want to be wearing? Do you know what kind of outfit you want to be wearing? Are you going to leave it up to your loved ones to choose your outfit? Is there something specific that you would like to be buried or cremated in? Some places might, for cremation, they might have like restrictions on what you're able to wear, or they might just cover you with like a white sheet or a white, I don't know, some kind of white paper suit or something that they use. I'm not sure. So that is the question today. For your funeral or your if you're getting cremated, you might be having an open coffin before you get cremated. So you still want to be wearing something, assuming that you are in a state that, you know, can have an open coffin. And even if nobody sees you in the coffin, do you want to be dressed in something cute? Funny story that my mom always thinks about is that she brought the clothes for my grandma to be buried in, but she forgot to bring my grandma's shoes. But she says that, like, because my grandma would always stick her feet out the blankets because her feet would get too hot. So she always liked her feet uncovered anyway. So mom doesn't feel too bad that she forgot her shoes. That grandma was buried without shoes on, which is cute and funny. But nobody would know except mom and whoever she's told, right? So there's two more things. So I told you guys about the song "I'll Be There" by the Escape Club, which is one of the songs that I want at my funeral, and another song that I want at my funeral that I forgot to tell you guys about, but I got out my life book and looked it up, and it's called "Lay Me Down" by Donna Lewis. Now, Donna Lewis's voice, I know some people might be like, oh, she's a bit old school, because it was like in the 90s, early 2000s, knots, if you want to call it knots, like the early 2000s. But her voice, I could listen to her albums to sleep to. Like, Donna Lewis has such a relaxing voice. So the song "Lay Me Down," I will put a link to it in the comments, and you can hear that song and enjoy it. And if there's a song that you think you want at your funeral, like, share it with me, and I can share it with others. You can put a comment in here to see it, you know, like somebody else might like it and have it. And I think I want the Old Rugged Cross as well, with no verses taken out. So the Old Rugged Cross and "Lay Me Down" by Donna Lewis. And there was one more thing I was gonna say. It had to do with, was it last week so what you want to wear. What do you want other people to wear at your funeral as well? I think we've talked about that, but I don't know if we put it into a question form. Do you want people to be traditional and wear dark colors, or do you want them to wear all bright colors? Do you want everybody, whose funeral was it that she wanted everybody to wear pink? It was a celebrity that she wanted everybody to wear pink. I can't remember who it was, because that was her favorite color. So that is your question this week. It is regarding wardrobe. And I heard about, who was it? I don't know if it was Elizabeth Taylor. No, another celebrity, older lady, very well known, but I can't remember who it was, but she actually had, was it Aretha Franklin, maybe? Aretha Franklin? Somebody, she had like wardrobe changes for her funeral. So she actually went, like, had different like events for her funeral, like I don't know if it was traveling for family or like where, but she did. So they actually changed her, but I did also hear that because they can't like stand up a corpse and stuff to put like your clothes on, like you would dress a doll or whatever. They actually split your clothes in the back and then they put it on around you. So, I mean, I don't think that'll bother you if you're being buried or cremated in it, but just know that is something that I've heard that they do, is that they actually cut the clothes to put them on around you. So I don't know any morticians, so I have not been able, like, I don't have anybody that I can ask, you know, or funeral director people, like, to know if that's true, but that is what I've heard in the biz. So Melody says, always nice to see you during your rambling hour. Thank you. And I know there was something else I was going to say regarding all that death and dying stuff, but I can't remember. So like I said, close, and then, it just came to me, now it slipped again. So the songs, no, it's gone again. But yes, if you want to see what questions we've had in the past regarding this, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I am into death and dying and people planning ahead. Even if your funeral and your death is in 40, 50, 60 years, there's no reason not to plan it the way that you want it. So yes, that's what I'm talking about. And there's an album on my Facebook under albums that is Peppertooth's End of Life Planning. So it'll have all the questions that we've had previously, and we do one question a week so that it makes it more bearable and easier if you have your notebook or a piece of paper and stuff. And then remember to have this somewhere that somebody can actually find these things if they need them. And then, yes, on Instagram, you'd have to scroll through to find them, or go under hashtag rambling hour or hashtag Peppertooth's end of life planning might be a hashtag as well. I don't know. Even if you look at Facebook it's the same pictures. So if you look on Facebook under the albums and look there, whatever the hashtags are on those pictures are the same hashtags on Instagram. It might be an easier way to find the questions. Otherwise, I can always send them to you too if you want them. So I think today's question is number 9 or 10, but I will put that up as well. So yeah, and I'll put the link to the song in the comments. And like I said, any songs that you have or thought of that you want at your funeral, celebration of life, wake, whatever, then put them in the comments and we can share. All right, I will be signing off now. I hope you guys have enjoyed visiting with me from Italy, and I'll add pictures, and Steve will add pictures, and then we'll add even more pictures when we get home. And yes, Melody says enjoy your mini holiday. Love you too, and we hope to enjoy our mini holiday, and I'm looking forward to going and finding some food right now, not because I'm starving, but because I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to a pop as well. So I love you guys, and thanks for tuning in all the way from Rome, Italy, and we will see you guys next Sunday for a St. Patrick's Day theme. All right, love you guys. Ciao, Bella.